On March 12th, flight trackers watched a damaged military jet circle the coast of Israel before making an emergency landing at Ben Gurion Airport. When photos of the surviving plane emerged, the extent of the damage was shocking. A massive chunk of its vertical tail fin, the tall section at the rear that keeps the aircraft stable, had been completely sheared off mid-flight. This aircraft is a U.S. Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker, a 150-ton flying gas station. It was operating in tandem with a wingman during a mission over western Iraq. While one tanker made it to the runway in Israel, the second aircraft in the formation went down in the Iraqi desert. U.S. Central Command soon confirmed the human cost of the incident. While rescue efforts continued, 4 of the 6 crew members on board the downed tanker were confirmed deceased. The crash occurred in friendly airspace during a routine support mission. Despite the total destruction of a heavy transport jet, investigators found no evidence that a single enemy shot was ever fired. Initial speculation suggested that Iraqi militias may have targeted the plane with a surface-to-air missile. However, CENTCOM officially stated the crash was not caused by hostile or friendly fire. One theory focuses on the refueling boom. The receiving jet flies just feet below the leader's tail, connected by a rigid pipe. A sudden gust of wind can cause the 150-ton jet to surge forward, smashing its cockpit directly into the leader's tail fin. A second theory involves standard combat protocols for tankers operating in high-threat zones. To avoid detection, these planes fly in a tight formation known as a dark hive. In a dark hive, the crews disable their active radar, maintain total radio silence, and fly with all exterior lights turned off. If a pilot becomes disoriented during a nighttime turn without visual references, they can drift off course. Flying blind, they can collide with their wingman's wing or tail section. Pushing heavy machinery to these physical limits in zero visibility conditions carries an inherent risk. In this environment, operational accidents often prove more dangerous than enemy air defenses. These tankers were the backbone of Operation Epic Fury, a massive multi-wave air campaign designed to strike targets across Iran. The operation faced an immediate hurdle when key regional allies, including Saudi Arabia and Qatar, denied the U.S. permission to launch attacks from their soil. This forced a massive shift. The U.S. had to stage the attack from European bases in Greece and Bulgaria, flying thousands of miles around denied airspace. Strike fighters like the F-35 lack the fuel capacity for this round trip. Their unrefueled range falls significantly short. To bridge this distance, the U.S. deployed an armada of dozens of KC-135s. These aircraft acted as a floating bridge, refueling strike packages multiple times across the Middle East. Geopolitical restrictions dictated the tactical plan. What could have been a series of short flights became a fragile, high-stakes logistical chain extending across 2 continents. The operation began with Tomahawk cruise missiles fired from destroyers hundreds of miles away. Their mission was to fracture the Iranian air defense network by destroying radar installations and command centers. Once the defenses were suppressed, B-2 Spirit stealth bombers moved in to target deep-seated military manufacturing and nuclear bunkers. Despite their stealth, distance remained the enemy. These bombers had to rendezvous with tankers in the night to top off their tanks before they could safely enter hostile airspace. Working alongside the bombers were F-15E Strike Eagles. These aircraft acted as the operation's bomb trucks, carrying heavy loads of precision-guided munitions. The F-15s hunted for mobile ballistic missile launchers in the valleys. They remained on station until they expended their ammunition or reached a critical fuel state. Rather than returning to Europe immediately, the strike jets retreated to tanker tracks established over friendly territory in Iraq to take on thousands of pounds of fuel. This is the high-stakes environment where the March 12th crash occurred. Crews were pushed through the night to maintain these fuel tracks, ensuring the strike jets could stay in the air for a second sortie. While stealth technology and fighter pilots often dominate the narrative, military power projection depends entirely on this high-risk, unglamorous backbone of flying gas stations.